Very good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 2 for class 1 students, plus 1 students. Under this we are going to start the structure of atom. Actually, atom, what Dalton said, that atom is the tiny particles, ultimate particles of an element. It is indivisible. But the other scientists, Thomson, Bohr, Rutherford, they said that the atom consists three particles. Atom consists three particles, that is electron, proton and neutrons. Electron, proton and neutrons, these three particles are present in an atom. It means atom constitutes electron, proton and neutron, and these three particles were called subatomic particles. Subatomic particles. Or it were also called fundamental particles. Fundamental particles. Fundamental particles. Now we will see that these electron, proton and neutron, these were discovered by different scientists. So first, electron, it was discovered by Thomson's, J.J. Thomson's, but actually credit must goes on William Crookes. William Crookes. William Crookes was a scientist. He just do the experiment to find out the conductivity through the gases. He do the experiment. What experiment he do? William Crookes, he took a discharge tube, and he just a outlet pipe is made in it to reduce the inside pressure of the gas, and two plates, cathode and anode, one is attached with negative pole of the electricity and positive pole of electricity, and he supplied 10,000 volt in the discharge tube, and he observed what happened inside the discharge tube. So first of all, he just at 1 atmospheric pressure. When the atmospheric pressure of the gas inside was, three conditions I am giving you. What did he observe? In first condition, he supplied 10,000 volt, but the pressure inside the discharge tube was kept 1 atmosphere. Then he saw there is no current flows through it. Again, he reduced the pressure. That pressure was 1 by 100 atmospheric pressure. That is 1 mm to 10 mm pressure is left in it. He reduced the pressure. When the pressure was reduced, what did he observe? He observed there is a greenish glow inside the discharge tube. Greenish glow inside discharge tube. Again he reduced the pressure of this discharge tube and the pressure is made 0.01 mm. This pressure is used in it. The pressure is minimum. What did he observe at this pressure? At this pressure he observed that there is no greenish glow in the mid of the electrode. It means no greenish glow between electrodes. These two electrodes, between these there is no any glow appears at this low pressure. Then what happened? What did he do again? He just used perforated anode. Perforated anode is used. By using perforated anode. Perforated anode, it means anodes consist large number of small holes, is used at the place of anode. Then he observed a greenish glow observed. Greenish glow that is observed. Just at the wall, at the glass wall at the back of the anode. It means this glow, greenish glow, is due to the rays emitted from the cathode. This passes through the porous anode and straight to the wall of the discharge tube, and it glows here. This glows is due to, he observed, this glow is due to, that is, cathode rays emitted from cathode rays. So he called it was called cathode rays. Cathode rays. It means rays emitted from cathode plate. Then what happens? He started to study about the properties of the cathode rays. So he saw that properties of cathode rays, that it propagates in straight line, straight line. Second, it affects the photographic plate. Photographic plate. That you have studied it. It is very simple. That's why I am just indicating you. It also possesses material particles. It means these rays consist particle nature. It means it possesses material particles. Material particles. And when the electric field is applied in the way of these rays, it bends towards the positive pole. It means it is electrically negative range. The cathode rays is negatively charged. It means electrically negative. It has the negative charge. So after the properties of these, he concluded that the rays emitted from cathode rays, that cathode is electrically negative, and this negative cathode rays was later on called electron. It was called electron by J.J. Thomson. So the credit, actually in the book it has been written that the electron is discovered by Thomson, but really it was initially discovered by William Crookes. Now, again, its charge electrons, its first the ratio of, by the Thomson's experiment, ratio of E by M, it was observed. That was actually 1.67 into 10 to the power 8 coulomb per gram. It was calculated by the Thomson's experiment. Second thing, determined the charge by Millikan's oil drop method. The charge on electron, that is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, or you may write 1.60. You can also write. So the charge and the ratio of charge and mass, these two are calculated by the experiment. This was calculated by Thomson's experiment. It was calculated by Millikan's oil drop experiment. And from this, the mass of electron was determined, that is charge by mass. It means charge, that is 1.60 into 10 to the power 19 coulomb, and this is 1.67 into 10 to the power 8 coulomb per gram. After calculating, it was found that the mass of this is 9.11 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram. So its mass was calculated. So just after discovery of the electron, cathode rays electron, the discovery of proton was made just by the same experiment. It means in lieu of this was discovered by Goldstein. And what did he do? He just used perforated cathode. Perforated cathode. This is actually perforated cathode that was fitted in discharge tube. Perforated. This is plus. So he also observed a greenish glow that other side of this cathode rays. It means this rays, this is minus, this is plus, this is cathode, and this glow is due to anode. This glow is due to anode rays emitted from anode plate. This anode rays was called also canal rays. And after the properties getting of these canal rays, it was observed that the canal rays, actually it is positively charged rays. It is positively charged rays, and its actually charge is same as the charge of proton is same as charge of electron, but its value will be positive. Its value is 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Same charge. And the mass of proton, it was found out that is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. And its mass, charge and mass ratio of this proton was 9.57 into 10 to the power 4 coulomb per gram. So these values must be learned and it must keep in memory for using in solutions, using to get solution of the sums. So Goldstein, he discovered proton. Later on, discovery of neutron, third subatomic particle, discovery of neutron, it was discovered by Chadwick. What did he do? He observed that the atoms, mass of atom, that is based on, it is based on protons only, because the electron's mass is equivalent to 0. It is mass of electron is also 1 by 1837th the mass of one hydrogen atom. So it is equivalent to 0. So mass of atom is actually depends on protons. So atoms was measured. Mass of the protons was measured, which is not same as the actual mass of the atoms. It means mass of protons is not exactly equal to the actual mass of an atom. Actual mass of atoms, it was not exactly. It means this scientist that decided and concluded that the atom not only consists protons and electrons, it also consists other massive particles. It means atom also consists massive particles, because this mass is not equal to actual mass. So some mass is left here in an atom. So the atom also consists some massive particles having no charge, because the atom, one is the negatively charged electron and proton is positively charged. So the third particles must not have any charge, that must be neutral. So he decided to find out the neutron in an atom. So he do the experiment. What did he do? The experiment. He just take light element, suppose beryllium or boron, and he bombarded, that is high speed alpha rays. Alpha rays, this is the radioactive radiations from radioactive particles, alpha rays, beta rays, and alpha rays is equivalent to helium. It is positively charged ray. When it is bombarded on the light elements, it ejects a particle that is neutron, that is neutral, and its mass is equal to mass of proton. Not exactly, but its mass of neutron is exactly equal to mass of proton. So the ejected particle were called neutron. So see here, beryllium, that is 9, atomic number 4 and mass is 9. When helium is bombarded, that is alpha rays, then what happens? A new element is formed, that is carbon, and it releases neutron. It means from the surface of beryllium, a neutral particle is emitted, that is neutron. As soon as boron is here, that is 5 and its mass is 11. When alpha rays is bombarded on it, it also forms a new nucleus, a new atoms, that is nitrogen, and it released a subatomic particle, that is neutron. So neutron was discovered, it is neutral and its mass is equal to the mass of the proton. So you will study electron, proton and neutron. I have gave you the detailed discovery of electrons, proton and neutrons. In my next video, I shall give you the model of atoms. Thank you and have a nice day.